Hello trainers, my name is Grace, aka MewIsMe700, and this is PIKA7. I bought PIKA7 last year to restore, and this is everything I've done in the past year.
But before we dive into the restoration, here is a quick history of PIKA7. PIKA7 was part of a fleet of 10 Nintendo promotional cars used to promote the launch of Pokemon in the United States in 1998. They traveled the United States, coined as Pokepatrol, giving away merchandise and having kids test out the Pokemon games in the built-in game system in the rear hatch. After Nintendo was done with the Pikabugs, they gave them away in various contests. PIKA7 was given away in an essay contest to promote the third Pokemon film through AOL and Warner Brothers in 2001. The winner not only won PIKA7, but a trip to Japan as well. It was owned by the original winner until 2014. It was sold to another man until I bought it last year in April 2019. When I bought PIKA7, it had sadly been left unused for some time due to mechanical issues, and had succumbed to the outside elements. Its original tail had rotted off, leaving 2 gaping, rusted mounted holes in the hatch. The original third movie promotional decals had 20 years of sun damage, essentially losing all of its original color. It was also rear-ended at a point, leaving a nice gash in the rear bumper. The stock beige inside had lots of staining, dog damage, and even mold. The headliner was completely missing and the door panels were totally falling apart. It was a huge project to take on. It took someone that not only had a love for Pokemon history, but had a love for cars. Luckily, I am someone that has a passion for both Pokemon and cars, which is not a common combination of interest. I was determined to get PIKA7 back to its former glory. It was no easy project. I hit many bumps throughout the process, some costing me more than I had anticipated. But that was as expected, as any car restoration project is never an easy one. But it has been so rewarding throughout the process. I never imagined myself restoring a car at this age, let alone a piece of Pokemon and Nintendo history. I also had so many awesome people help me out with the car. I definitely could not have done it all on my own, especially anything engine related. Throughout the restoration, I did conventions selling photos to raise money for PIKA7. I did a total of 7 conventions the past year, and even with its flaws, people loved PIKA7. People were so interested with the story behind PIKA7, and I had so much fun sharing it with both Pokemon lovers and car enthusiasts. So that brings us to today. 1 year, 7 conventions, 3 car shows, 2 tows, 4 trips to the mechanic, 8 trips to the junkyard, 3,243 miles, and over $12,000 later. Pikabug definitely has a night and day difference now versus a year ago when I bought it. It had been sitting in a field for several years, it was not running correctly, and it needed a good washing. So I will do a quick review of everything that I have done. So we'll start off with the specs of PIKA7. PIKA7 is a 1998 Volkswagen New Beetle TDI, which TDI stands for